Hey Phil, good to see you. Just setting the stream up, getting everything live. Just been a complete idiot and made a big mistake. But hey, look, that's normal for me, isn't it? Lately. But there you go. No, I was messing about with my config and accidentally took 100 shares of Meta short. Then carried on doing what I was doing, and then I started to look at building my watch list and looked at ASPI and realized I was in Meta short. So I tried to get out and ended up buying 1,000 shares of ASPI. I'm like, what the hell? The spreads were like $1. So yeah, not yeah, I did ASPI would never have traded that, but and I kind of panicked trying to get out of a accidental Meta trade when the montage was on ASPI. So look, being half asleep first thing, it has just cost me $1,000. But hey, look, we'll get that back. Shut up, Alistair. Hola, dude. Where can I be a day trader? Does somebody want to tell him? You can you can train right here, buddy. Hey, Steve. Hey, look. Mistakes are made. I'm I'm human at the end of the day, and I didn't sleep very well last night. So this morning I've had I don't know how much coffee, and I still not woke up, but. Yeah. Morning, Captain. So DJW, if you check out the my link tree, go to my profile, check out my link tree. You'll find all the resources that you need right there. But what I would say to you is don't put money into a brokerage account until you've actually learned how to trade. And what I mean by that, you practice a documented, legitimate, profitable strategy, and you've proven that you can be profitable in a simulator first. So, well, if you crap on paper trading, DJ, then the likelihood is that you're going to be crap on with real money. There's no point putting money into account thinking you're going to perform differently with real money when there's the added pressure of the emotions when there's real money in there. If you can't be profitable in paper trading, get profitable paper trading first, and then put real money on the line once you're consistently profitable paper trading. Otherwise, no. Yeah, Versus is looking interesting this morning. It's up quite substantially, 50% on the day. We're just consolidating at the moment. I'm just kind of trying to double top, so I'm a little bit cautious of that. Yeah, no problem, DJW. So if you go into the playlist on this channel, go into my in my profile. There's a playlist there of day trading tutorials, a bunch of those. If you go into my link tree, there's a course there that is very affordable, that a lot of people are getting a lot of benefit from. And yeah, start with the basics. Learn how to read a chart first and foremost. Get yourself a copy of TradingView and learn how to read a chart. Then learn how to learn a strategy. Learn how to spot the areas of support, resistance, windows, etc., etc. And once you've started trading in a paper account, in a simulator, and you've proven that you can be profitable in a simulator, start small with a legitimate money account. Don't put money into a real account until you're profitable in a simulator first. And once you're profitable in a simulator, start small and slowly scale up. That's one of the big mistakes I made. I lost a lot of money to start off with, and most traders do. Getting into it thinking that you're going to go to the moon straight away is naive. It's like any high-paying career. If any other high-paying career, you're going to be going to college for 4 to 6 years in most cases, and if you're going to be kind of earning the kind of money that you can day trading, so give it that same level of respect to learn and educate yourself how to trade first. It's not an overnight success job. Absolutely not. It's not a get rich quick. It's not an overnight success. And even an experienced trader like me, as everybody on this channel that look regular to this channel will tell you, even an experienced trader like me has days where, not just days, but weeks where it just doesn't go your way. You lose money. So it's a risky profession. So, and again, don't put money into an account that you can't afford to lose, because statistics tell you that the likelihood is you will lose it. 85% of people that get into the markets and day trade are never profitable. They'll lose money year over year. I'm not saying you can't make money day trading. What I'm saying is most people don't. So just as long as you have that expectation, that the likelihood is that this isn't going to be for you, because it's not for the majority. But if you get good at it in a simulator, and then you apply the same principles and you maintain the same discipline in a real live account, there's no reason why you can't be profitable. Discipline is absolutely essential. Versus pulling back a little bit. It's going to be a quiet day. It's Remembrance Day today, so I mean we're past 11 o'clock in Europe, but it's Remembrance Day today, or Veterans Day if you're in the US. So a lot of people just won't be trading. It's not a federal holiday, but a lot of people recognize it as a holiday and take the day off and have a long week on, because it's Veterans Day. You know how the US adores their military? All-Star Automotive making nice moves up. This indicator here, this is the volume profiles, but I've also got the average true range mapped on the volume profiles. I don't really look at the graph of the average true range. I'm looking at the actual number here, which is the average true, the ATR, and I don't. I wouldn't say you can. If you know what you're doing, you don't really need the ATR. But if you're new to trading, ATR is a good indicator to use, because it's a measure of volatility. It tells you what. It gives you an idea of what to set your stops at, a realistic expectation of what to set your stops at, or what your take profit should be. So that's what the that indicator. I'm assuming this is the indicator that you're looking at here underneath the main chart. This is the volume profiles, but I've got the ATR mapped on it as well, the average true range mapped on it. And this is the main chart. On the main chart, the blue line is the volume weighted average price, or the VWAP. We've got this yellow line, which is the 9 EMA, the pink line, which is the 20 EMA, and this light blue line, looks white, is the 200 EMA. Now, that's the 1 minute is the only chart I've got all those EMAs mapped on. I don't have that. I only have the VWAP. Normally, I keep it very clean. But Well, the VWAP is really the only indicator I really pay a lot of mind to intraday. Absolutely, JSpec. The volume, there is no volume this morning. That's like I say, it's Veterans Day, so it is a holiday. It's not a federal holiday, so the markets are open, but it's Veterans Day, so we'll see. Remembrance Day in Europe. Have a look, see what's driving Polestar. Is it earnings? There's no difference. It's just a time frame. It's mapping out the same. It's mapping out the same data, but the difference is based on the time frame. It's as simple as that, JSpec. So the average true range is set based on the last how many candles. So you can set it for how many candles that it's looking at. What's the range? So you want to look at the current volatility. You don't want to be looking at on the ATR kind of loses its. It kind of loses certainly in low float, low cap stocks. Loses its relevance on the daily chart and above, because if you get a catalyst and something moves, you get an influx of volume, you get higher relative volume, and it moves intraday like 50, 60, 70%, and normally it's kind of relatively static. On the daily, then it's going to screw up the whole ATR piece. So it kind of loses its relevance after you know, anything higher than the 24-hour time frame, it becomes a little less relevant. Well, in low float stocks, more the higher volatile stocks. So if you got mid and high caps, which tend to have a steady level of liquidity, the volume tends to be pretty similar regardless of what day it is, then of course the ATR is going to have relevance on a daily. But they're not accurate, JSpec. The ATR is a measure of volatility, which by definition means it can't be accurate. All it is saying is that this is the range of movement that you're getting on the price action. Now, if you're looking at it on the daily, it's saying this is the range that you're getting across a whole day, on average. And if you're looking at it on the 1 minute, it's saying this is the range you're getting on the candlesticks on a minute by minute basis. So it depends on the time frame you're looking at, but it's a measure of volatility. So it's taking the high and the low of the candlesticks and saying that's the range that it's moving in on a candlestick basis. So if it's a 1 minute, it's basically saying that on a 1 minute, on average, over the last how many candles you've got it set to. On a 1 minute time frame, this is how much it moves within that 1 minute, and that's the full range, from high to low, and the same with the daily. So that's it's not so much which one's accurate, it's telling you how much volatility is at a given time over a specific time frame. Hey Matt, happy Friday to you as well. Well, I'm hoping it's going to be a happy Friday. I'm going watching Black Panther tonight, so I don't want to be crying into my popcorn. And all week I've been craving the bacon-loaded cheese fries from Burger King, so I'm going to be taking a Burger King meal into the cinema as well, because I've been wanting those bacon-loaded cheese fries all week. I could have had it delivered, but I thought I'm going to the cinema on Friday. I'll have it there. By accident, JSpec, I didn't want to trade A. So what happened this morning? I was playing around with my config. Accidentally took 100 shares short on Meta. Didn't want to trade that. So accidentally took 100 shares. Didn't realize I was doing it. And then I started looking to build my watch list. I was looking at some of the IPOs that have happened this week to see if we're getting any volatility. ASPI was one of them. And as that happened, I saw that I was short on Meta. Didn't realize I'd taken a short position on Meta. My montage was on ASPI, but I looked at the position on Meta, went to get out, and accidentally took a long position on ASPI, and the spreads were like $1. So just not paying attention. Both trades were accidental trades, so that's why I took it JSpec. ASPI it was an IPO yesterday, so who knows? It might get some volatility, and I might be able to trade that back. But right now, the spreads have come down to 30 cents. But I'm not holding. There's not a lot of volume on that, so I'm not holding holding out much hope. I don't mind McDonald's breakfasts. I prefer McDonald's breakfast to Burger King breakfast, but I prefer Burger King burgers to McDonald's burgers. And McDonald's fries are better than Burger King's. Oh, go figure. And unless you got the loaded fries, the Burger King loaded fries are far superior to anything out there. They're phenomenal. And of course, Kentucky's better than McDonald's. Kentucky's chicken burgers are better than McDonald's chicken burgers. Hey, look, it's all about personal preference. Polestar. Conference call in progress with Polestar, which is what I'm looking at right now. Q3 earnings announcement came out. Decent earnings. So that's why that's moving up. One of the biggest movers this morning was another IPO from yesterday, is Snail. And this has been up to 480s already today. 475. There's not a lot of, there's not many earnings drops this morning or today at all. It's a very quiet earnings day today. The volatility is really just continuation from earlier in the week. So I don't know about EBIX today. Let's have a look at EBIX today. It's up, but there's no volume. But that was a very enjoyable trade yesterday. I mean, looking at, I don't know if you saw my recap video on YouTube, but EBIX yesterday, everything was, I couldn't get anything going. Some Power was the first trade I actually got profitable on. Veru couldn't get, no matter which way I traded Meta, it went against me. Veru just didn't break out like I expected it to. And I went big at the wrong time. But this was EBIX, it was moving, and Dave called this out actually, so thanks for this, Dave. I might not have seen it otherwise. It's getting up at the top here, and he said, look, it's extended, it's probably due a pullback, it might be worth watching. This is in the day trade with Tony Discord. Yeah, great, no problem. I thought I'd take a look. It did move back up, and as you can see here, I'll just move this so you can actually see it. We've got what I call the devil horns. So the devil horns here is two spikes up. You've got the wicks up, a double top with two wicks. Some call it the bunny ears, which I think is a bit cute, but it's usually it's a big reversal indicator. So I've got the devil horns. It did pull back. And then I thought, okay, we got this on. This is a 5-minute chart, but because you see the devil horns on the 5-minute chart, I'm kind of trading the 5-minute chart. See this bear flag on the 1-minute chart, and the break of that bear flag is where I got in, and I thought I might get it. I might be able to ride it down to the VWAP for a bounce, and it broke straight through the VWAP and carried on selling all day. So $18,000 shorting that yesterday. A fantastic trade, and it only takes that one stock. That's just it. One stock is all it takes, and you can make not just all your money. If I'd not taken the Meta trade or the Veru trade, I'd have been $18,000 a day, just that one trade. But I had taken them, so if I shoulda, woulda, coulda, and all that kind of stuff. Dave's definitely a top 3 trader in the Discord, that's for sure. Dave does have a course. It's funny because Dave calls himself Tony when he's trading, so when he's teaching. So Dave's course is called Day Trade with Tony. You might have heard of it, Alistair. But to be fair, that Discord is it's growing and it's getting more busy every day, and we're getting a lot more Lee Auto breaking highs, low volume, but it's breaking highs. Yeah, it's a low flow, but it's not really doing much right now. Pulling back, we had kind of a double top on the 5 minute, which I'm a bit worried about. So we move up, pull back, consolidate, move up, rejected again at a lower high as well. So what I'll do is I'll put a little trend line from what the high to the. I want a ray line. I don't want trend line because it becomes irrelevant if I don't have it's not projected. What I would say about do your own technical analysis. Make sure don't be afraid to draw your lines on the chart. Now, just be wary that with any kind of technical analysis, it is always subjective. And what I mean by that is where I draw my lines from might not be the same place you draw your lines from. The trends that I see might not be the same trends that you see. So just bear that in mind. But if you adhere to your own and stick to your guns and stick to your own analysis, you'll find that more often than not, by drawing these lines on, you'll get lots of ideas. A couple of weeks ago, I drew an upwards support line, an ascending support line, and I was able to trade every time the stock did it, and that again was a 5-figure trade as well. Every time the stock came down and touched it, it moved back up, and I was able to, once I'd spotted that trend, I was able to then trade that for the rest of the day, and it was fantastic. But versus, just put this got lower highs, higher lows, so something's got to give. Now, to be fair, Dave's been spotting a lot of the patterns beforehand, and spotting the patterns is the first half of the battle. If you can spot the opportunities. Now, trading the patterns, as we saw yesterday with me, I'd spotted quite a few of the patterns and traded them badly. And that, you know, trading them properly is the next half of the battle. So, do you write them in TradingView? Well, I don't write them in TradingView because I don't. It is Trade with Tony. It's Day Trade with Tony. Or trading with Tony or whatever, but I don't write the lines on TradingView unless I'm doing the analysis in TradingView, Teddy. So what I will do is if I'm doing a review in TradingView, like for example when I'm putting a lesson together, I'll use TradingView because I can go back at multiple different time frames. The data's held. I can look at whatever years and stuff, and I'll draw the lines in TradingView then. But if I'm trading, my trading platform is what I need to see the lines on. So that's why I don't draw it in TradingView, I draw it here. Yes, Tamimi, we've been looking at this. So it's got good earnings. Polestar Automotive, it's got good earnings today, which is why it's moving up. Snail is a versus Soundhound, Docs, Polestar. Those are the 5 movers today. Good volatility on those. Decent relative volume as well. well, I'll say decent relative volume. I mean, Snail, it's only got 1 day to go on because yesterday it was an IPO. Versus Systems is already 10x. It's in terms of volume, more than 10x. It's 13x on in terms of relative volume. Soundhound is 2x on the relative volume. Doximity is low relative volume at the moment, but we'll see. Matterport is low relative volume at the moment, and as is Polestar. But Polestar's got earnings this morning, so that's why. I'm looking at Polestar here. And Vale, I just saw Vale hitting the momentum, so that's moving up right now. Unusual options activity for yesterday. No news today. Don't know why that's spiking up. Just moved 40 cents ish. 30 cents. Yeah, 40 cents. I was right the first time. Veru's up at the moment, but it's not got the volume as yet. So it's up on the day. It gapped up. It's kind of pulling back. It's below the VWAP, so it's looking a little bit weak. But it is up on the day. We've got very similar patterns in some other stocks as well, but it needs to get above the VWAP, so it needs to be above the $0.50, $7.50. If it gets above 750 holds, then it might be it might start looking a bit more bullish. Funnily enough, we've got this line here from yesterday, 762. So 750, key level 762, and then a potential move back up. We'll see. Veru's not doing a lot, not right now. Okay, so Polestar making new highs again. Time to have got in this was the break of 5 on the move back up. We're getting good volume now on Polestar. Need a pullback though. 550 could have been a good place to get in. Got the micro pullback here. I'll take a quick position. Just a small 2,500 shares. Caught between the spreads just at the moment. Let's see what Polestar can do, shall we? So we're right in the middle of the spreads. Polestar got good positive earnings this morning, which is why it's moving up. 4-cent spreads is why it's not able to take anything right now. We can get 75 on the ask. We should get 72. We should get 10 cents on this at least. Well, we've got 780 there, so we're up there at $300. So this is turning out not to be such a bad trade. Let's get out there. Lock in a 275. That's a good start on that one. A little bit of that idiot deficit that I made. Well, if I'd held Meta, I would have been quid in. It's just dumped. Yeah, a bit of a dump there. Absolutely dumped. And 11, the 111s. So let's see what happens with Meta. Meta's just consolidating at the minute. It's been up, it's been down, but not by huge amounts. So we shall see. That moved up. Don't really want that. So Snail is IPO from yesterday. So look at this on the 15 minutes. So you can see it started trading yesterday. After hours it moved up, then consolidated, moved up this morning. Now it's consolidating. So if it gets back above $4, Snail might be interesting. If it gets over $4 and a bit of volume comes in, being an IPO, IPOs can be very volatile. We'll see what happens with Snail. Look, keep that on watch. I'll put that here on watch. It is 60% up on the day today. That's Snail, but really needs to be above the VWAP. It did break above the VWAP briefly here, but needs to get above the VWAP and hold. Right now, below the VWAP, it's looking bearish, and that's another reason why the VWAP is a very important, very powerful technical indicator, particularly intraday. Hey, Alfred. Now we've got Versus again. Let's have a quick look at Versus, VS. So Versus systems, again, what I was saying here is we had this move up after hours yesterday, then the pullback. This morning we started to move up again, and then we pull back. So that's a typical double top formation. Tends to be bearish, tends to break downwards, tends to sell off. I drew these trend lines. It's breaking below that now, so I had a ascending support, descending resistance. It's broke below the ascending support, so that's looking very bearish right now. So that's Versus. The next one, we've just been Polestar, so we've just been looking at Polestar. We were in here. It needs to break 580 now. Otherwise, we're starting to get a little bit of an upwick. Thanks, Soupside. Appreciate that. Keep you updated, buddy. How's the morning been? Well, it's been a mixed bag because, quite frankly, I took a couple of trades I didn't want to take by accident. what that happens. Well, just playing around with my config and I accidentally took a trade with Meta for the short side. And as soon as I realized that I was in the short side, I tried to get out, but I'd already moved my montage onto ASPI because it was a IPO from yesterday I was looking at, and I took a long position thinking I was getting out of Meta, and well, let's just say it was a calamity of errors. Oh yeah, did you not see the Alfred, did you not see the update on YouTube? Did a trade recap on YouTube. In fact, not only did I do a trade recap, I came back for power hours, so you missed it yesterday. But yeah, I traded EBIX short for the back end of the afternoon, and it just kept selling off. So as long as it was selling off, I was still in it, and I just kept moving my stop down, put a stop in place, kept moving it down periodically, and I'll show you exactly what actually happened. So EBIX moved up. And at the top, it was called out on the Day Trade with Tony Discord about how extended it was. If you put this on the 5 minute, and you can see it better, because it was the 5 minute that I spotted this. So it called out how extended it was, getting ready for a pullback, and that's when I started taking a look at it. So I look at it as it moved back up again and pulled back. You see the devil horns or the rabbit ears or the double top there is very bearish. So it started to make new lows. I got this bear flag here, and that's where I entered. So I was trading the 5 minute chart as opposed to the 1 or the 2 minute, and I entered on this 5 minute bear flag, and they rode it all the way down from just under $28 to just over $22, 22 something or other, and rode it all the way down. And $18,000 I made on that one yesterday, Alfred. So we finished yesterday 10k up in total. So that was EBIX. Nice trade, an easy trade because it just kept selling off. All I had to do was, and again, scaling. I went from 5,000 shares to 7,000 shares. Then I take it off, go to 10,000 shares, take some off back then to 5,000 shares, and just doing it that way. No. Oh, we're breaking highs now. So I had that pullback. We got out just before it started to pull back, but if I've been paying attention, we might be able to get back in for the breakup. So that's, yeah, it broke highs, Teddy. I saw it, but I was a little bit too late. I was looking at other things, so we got out before it started to pull back. So now I've got the doji, kind of almost a double top up here as well. So I'm not overly confident of this breaking 590 right now. Maybe later, but I'm looking at on the 2 minute. Because you never actually know it. The problem with that is twofold, J-Spec. A lot of these pump and dumps that you say for shorting, they're not easily shortable. They're not easy to borrow because they're low float, low cap stocks, and very often they're not easy to borrow. So you have to, you get charged with locate fees if you're going to try and borrow that, and then you've got the time to actually get those, because if the brokerage doesn't have those shares available for you to borrow, then you've got to have time for the broker to actually locate them for you as well. So the pump and dumps tend to happen very, very quickly, and very often on stocks that are either on the short sales restrictions list or are not easy to borrow, difficult to borrow. So that's one of the reasons I don't just short pump and dumps. But there's no harm in doing it. If you see something that's moved up quickly and it's not got a legitimate catalyst to support that move, and then it starts to look a little bit too stretched, there's no harm in taking a short position and riding it back down if it's easy to borrow. If it's not easy to borrow, then you might want to locate. You're still going to have to pay a fee to locate them if your brokerage doesn't have shares for you to borrow, and write it back down. There's nothing wrong with that strategy. It's what's known as a reverse, and I do occasionally. You saw me do it yesterday with EBIX. Trade the reversal strategies. That's exactly what EBIX was. It was a reversal strategy. I saw the double top, the devil horns, and I got in short and rode it all the way back down. So whilst it wasn't specifically a pump and dump, it was a reversal strategy. So you see the extension, you see how exhausting it's starting to look, and then you look for the entry signals, which are just exit signals if you were long. So you look for the signs of the reversal, and then you take a position in the same way you would if you were moving to the long side. If you're looking for a bear flag or a flat top for the move to the long side, you're looking for a bull flag or a flat top for the long side. You might be looking for a bear flag or a flat bottom for an entry position to the downside. Yeah, I wasn't happy with the losing streak. And you're saying that, it was a 2-day losing streak. I've now got a 2-day green streak, because I was green on Wednesday, green yesterday. I won a 3-day green streak today. So I've still got some work to do. This isn't looking particularly strong right now. ATR's come down to 8 cents, so you're kind of looking at, will you get 10 cents if you go for 5,000 shares, maybe, but not up there. I think it's a bit extended right now. I've had what, 1, 2, 3, 4 pullbacks now. So you're always getting, after the third pullback, it's always getting a bit dodgy. We've not had a red candle on the 5-minute as yet on this move up. So we're due a nice red candle. So I'll wait for a red candle, and on the 5-minute, it might get rejected at $6, but I think it's quite extended. So I'll wait for a 5-minute red candle before taking a position. Let's look at Snell again. Yeah, but again, you're right with the 5-minute double bottom here. So it's a nice double bottom, but it's below the VWAP. So I would still say, before you get in here, be careful of the resistance at the VWAP. You've got the $0.75 level here, which is a psychological level, and it just got rejected there at the $0.75 level. So I would wait for it to start exhibiting. It's what you're looking here for. Is a double bottom in a downwards trend. So it's a bearish trend, double bottom. So it's got less likelihood of breaking out to the upside as opposed to a double bottom on a bullish trend. If the double bottom takes place above the VWAP, you know it's still, in the longer term, it's still bullish and it's still moving upwards. Whereas this is moving downwards, so and has been since 5 o'clock this morning. So a double bottom, whilst you might get a temporary move up, you're probably not going to get the full move. Unless it breaks the VWAP, I'm not really interested in Snail this morning. It needs to get back above the VWAP. We've got a doji on the 5 minutes. So we've got a bit of a pullback here. It's currently a red. It's a doji, but it's a red candle on the 5 minutes. So that's what I was looking for. Was a red candle on the 5 minute and a little bit of consolidation. Pull back close to the VWAP. Think about the price action like a spring, and the more you pull on it, or the elastic band analogy, that's what I use in the course anyway. You think of the elastic band. You put an elastic band around your hands and you stretch it out. The more you stretch it out, the more difficult it is to actually make a move further apart. So eventually you're going to get tired and you're going to have to consolidate a little bit. Now the band is actually stretched at that stage, so the next time you come to stretch, you can actually move it a little bit further. And again, once you bring it back down, you move it a bit further the next time, because you've actually stretched it. You can move it, and that's how the price action works as well. It becomes too extended. It's got to pull back. It's got to consolidate before it then makes another move back up. So learn to spot the signs of exhaustion. Learn to spot the reversal patterns, because they're going to they're going to save you more money than you make. These dojis, for example, reversal pattern. The spike up on the 5 minute. If you look at this on the 5 minute, the spike up, the wick up, that's a reversal pattern. It's an indicator of selling pressure. It's moved up and it's found, well, actually the buyers are kind of drying up here. The sellers are starting to take over, and so it drives the price back down, and that's what causes a little wick up. And then if you get a candle breaks new lows, where I'm always saying on the 5 minute chart in particular, you get a candle breaks the new low. If you're in long, you get out. If you're in short, then you add to your position more and carry on doing. But those reversal indicators are very powerful. You can actually save yourself a lot of money by just learning to spot those reversal indicators, those exit indicators or reversal indicators, depending whether you're long or short. Beak. Volume's not really there. I don't know about head and shoulders, but it's definitely reversal. It's pulled all the way back to the VWAP, which kind of expected. Will this move? I'm not confident it will move back up. It's moving up on earnings. Now, earnings is a good catalyst for moving up. But once you get past the third pullback, second pullback is usually safe. First pullback definitely. Second is it can be safe. Third, it starts to get risky. After the third, it's usually not that reliable. So this is the fifth pullback on the 1 minute chart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this one's a big one. So will it move back up to the highs? I don't know. I wouldn't risk it until it breaks highs now. I probably wouldn't risk that. I've got some money on it. That'll do for now. And that double bottom, 5 minute double bottom, didn't quite get to where it got rejected twice at the $0.75 level. So again, look at, you've got confirmed support and resistance levels. So confirmed support and resistance levels where the price action is adhering to. Then you've got psychological support and resistance levels where you can actually expect there to be price action will adhere to. So those are like EMA levels, the VWAP, quarter, half, and whole dollar levels. And you've got to be conscious of those, because particularly if you're on a stock that's breaking new highs and we've got blue skies above, you'll have no confirmed support or resistance areas. And what you'll then find is that the psychological levels will kick in, and you've got to be cautious when you get to a quarter, half, or whole dollar in these low price stocks. As the price increases on the stocks, if you get into kind of $20, $25 a share, then the quarter dollars become less relevant, but the half and whole dollars still hold true. So yeah, just bear that in mind. You've got the confirmed price action support and resistance levels, and then you've got psychological levels as well. Yeah, so this is the problem with low float stocks. So Neurobo Pharmaceutical, they move up. This went up to $65 back in September. It was about $8, went up to $65, and then pulled all the way back the very next day. Well, actually pulled back pretty much the same day. So this is why I say don't hold stocks overnight. Don't get married to these. If you're holding bags at $20, $25, $30 on this one, or even $10, Don't expect this to go back up there anytime soon. There's a reason why it's priced at under $2. It's a garbage company. The majority of these companies that are priced at $2, $3, $4, $5, they're garbage companies. That's why they're priced at that price. If they were a really reputable good company to invest in long term, they'd be in the part of the S&P 500 and they'd be up in, you know, $100, $150 a share. The Amazons, you know, your Microsofts, etc. At $2, $4, $3, $4, $5, they're not worth gambling with. Ride the momentum on its way up, ride the momentum on the way down. Whatever floats your boat, but don't hold them long term. So that's my thoughts on Neurobo Pharmaceutical. If the fact that it's a small float is why it moves so volatile, why it moves so much intraday, because you get a whole bunch of volume kicks in and it recycles its float a few times over and you get big moves. And then likewise, the shorts say this is way overpriced from fair market value, and then they start taking short positions and it then ends up coming way back down, and people who are long either take profits or end up finding out that they're holding bags, and the rest is history. Welcome to the channel there, Stone Cold. Yes, trade every trading day. So not weekends, because I don't get involved on the crypto market or the forex market, but well, it's forex, not weekends. But every trading day, Monday to Friday. So I'm trading 90 minutes before the market opens and the first hour of the regular session. So that's 2.5 hours every single day from 8 a.m. market time or 1 p.m. in the UK and Ireland. And I come back for power hour very often as well, there, Stone Cold, so which is the last hour of the regular session. But I won't be doing that today. I don't do that on Fridays because I have a life. Yeah, that's it. Fired up today? I don't know about fired up. I'm just getting some good questions in the chat they're getting. So it's allowing me to waffle a little bit more than usual. And to be fair, there's not a lot moving in the market, so it's fairly quiet at the moment. Oh, Salesforce. So they got Salesforce today. There's no volume at the moment. Well, Salesforce tends to move along the lines of the market anyway. So if you're watching the SPY, if you're watching the S&P 500, you're watching the NASDAQ, it's a tech stock, so it's listed on the NASDAQ. So if you're watching the NASDAQ, then you should be able to get ahead of, if you're trading Salesforce, watch for the incremental moves. Look at the 1, 2, and 5 minute charts on the Qs, for example, on the Nasdaq, and you can usually get ahead of something like Salesforce as it's following. Now, that's not true every day, because Salesforce and other stocks like it will have their own catalysts intraday on occasion. So when it's earnings, for example, they will trade based on their own catalyst. Rather than the market catalyst, but at the moment Salesforce is trading in line with the market. If you look at this is Salesforce. I'll put it on the 5 minute chart or 15 minute chart. It's probably better. So this is Salesforce at the moment. You can see how it moved up there like that, and this is the Nasdaq, similar time frame. So very similar pattern. So watch the Nasdaq, and you'll get ahead of yourself on the this is the Qs actually, which is the ETF the Invesco ETF that tracks the Nasdaq. But it's exactly the same pattern. It's exactly the same movement. This will be slightly ahead of Salesforce. So you can, and again, a lot of the high cap or mid and high cap stocks, some people trade 1 or 2 stocks. That's all they trade every day. And what they do is they look at the futures market, they look at the indices, the SPX, the NASDAQ, or whatever market they're listed on, and they'll trade the stock following that particular indices. And sometimes Hey, well, Tamimi, you tell them. You tell them. Come on, guys, hit that thumbs up button. You know you want to. We're looking for a bullish day today, guys. If we get that like count up, what tends to happen is the stock that you want to be bullish, if you hit the thumbs up button on my channel, that stock rockets and goes to the moon. It's true, I'm telling you. See it, check it out, find out. Hit that thumbs up button on the YouTube channel and you'll see your chosen stock go to the moon. I swear it's true. Like, no, actually, I don't swear it's true. I just swear. I've just got a bad mouth, but hey, that's me. Just hit that thumbs up button on the tube. I think we'll have a bit of a continuation today, personally. The really good economic data yesterday has brought in a lot of bullish sentiment. So I think we'll have I don't think we'll have the kind of bullish sentiment we had yesterday. I was just mad yesterday. But if we look at the markets already, they're half a percentage point up and they're above the VWAP, so that's bullish. So I think yeah, we're potentially going to get another bullish day today, and I'm bullish on the market today. The Nasdaq had a very good day yesterday. It gapped up this morning. It's kind of consolidating sideways at the moment, but yeah, I'm bullish on the day today. So that's what my view is today, Emran. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a fat bloke on the internet with an opinion. So don't follow me blindly. You're up early there. You have to get up early there in California to trade. Kinga. Well, the market. The problem with trading the futures options, and there's nothing wrong with that. Is you can't trade pre-market, you know. So let's have a look at Snail. It's the top mover today. It got rejected hard at the VWAP. So this is what I was saying about, we got this double bottom here at the $0.75 level, psychological level. It got rejected there, pulled all the way back, found support at the $0.50 level, another psychological level, before moving back up. It broke the $0.75 level, but got rejected at the VWAP. So it then pulled back to... it's probably going to try the VWAP again. I'm not bullish on this at all until it breaks over that VWAP and then comes back, tests it as support and moves back up. So that's what I've been looking for. A break of the VWAP, come back, test it as support and move back up and a break of new highs. Then I'm bullish on it. Gavin, how did I learn to trade? I'm self-taught. There's enough information out there for free that you can learn to trade if you're prepared to put the time and effort into it. Now, I did lose a lot of money to start off with, like a lot of traders, but I was self-taught. Read quite a lot of books, watched a lot of videos, got into it, didn't trade with it. My biggest mistake is I didn't trade in a simulator first. I jumped straight in and frittered my money away, and I did that 2 or 3 times before I actually started, before I learned how to trade. Now, the problem is a lot of people get into the markets thinking that they watch somebody, oh, I can do that, and it's not as easy as it looks when someone with experience does it. Have you ever watched a qualified bricklayer build a wall? He gets his bricks and he's got his mortar and he's scooping it up with his trowel, and it's on and it puts the wall, and he knocks up a bunch of rows in like 10 minutes. I think that's dead easy. You try building a wall and it's like pin straight. Have you tried building a wall for yourself with no experience, even though you just watched a guy doing it? I guarantee it'll fall over. So yeah, it's like any other high-paying profession, because that's exactly what it is. It takes most other professions that will pay a similar amount, high-paying professions, 6 figures or more. You're going to have to go to college for 4, 5, 6 years if you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or whatever. But a lot of people think that they can just jump in the markets with no training and earn $1 billion. And people were able to do that in the bull market, particularly with crypto. and what they were actually doing is gambling and getting lucky. But in reality, if you're going to do it consistently and be profitable consistently, you've got to learn how to trade. So invest in time, in education, get yourself some knowledge, learn how to trade, learn a strategy that's profitable. You can learn by mine if you want to. The links in the description if you want to learn from me. I do teach people how to trade as well. But do not put money on the line until you've been profitable in simulator, and consistently profitable over a certain period of time in a simulator, and B, don't put money on the line that you can't afford to lose, because most people lose money because they never actually spend the time to educate themselves how to trade and acquire the skills on how to trade. But there you go. Oh, you can send me all the money you want there, Lexter. Yeah, I think Vale had earnings today. I looked at that earlier. But there's no it's not great volume. It's not up huge amounts. It's only up 6%. So it's a $14 stock. It's not a huge float off the top of my head. Let me just have a quick look at Vale. I've got one of these open. Over here, I can use that one. Yeah. So Vale was what I looked at earlier. No, it's not. It's not got earnings today. Calendar for Vale. Vale had earnings on the 27th of October. So that's what it's confirmed. And 98 cents the EPS. So I'm looking at Vale. I can't see any particular catalyst. There's Benzinga are reporting some unusual options activity yesterday, but there's no catalyst I can see on Vale as to why it's moving up. And it's not great volume right now. It's above the VWAP, but it's kind of sideways. How much money did I lose before I started making profits? Probably about $25,000-$30,000 I frittered away in the first 4 or 5 months before I started then kind of plateauing. And I'm comparing myself to an expert brickie. I'm not comparing myself to an expert brickie. I'm basically putting that analogy in there. As if you've ever seen a brickie building a wall, they make it look so easy. And then you try and do it yourself, and you're like, shit, why is it not doing the same thing that it did for him? So my results aren't typical, is what I'm saying. The experience, put in the time. Some people are saying, Tony, how do you master your emotions when you're in a big trade, you're in a losing position? How do you hold it together? It's just practice. It's practice and experience. And I've had some big losses, and I've had some big losses live on this stream here, on this channel. I've had some big losses, and whilst it might look like on the surface I'm dealing with it very well and just taking it in my stride, I can assure you I'm like the swan in the park that I go walk the dog in. It's like on the surface I'm gliding with grace and ease, but underneath I'm kicking like hell. So you know, it's you've got to bear in mind that I trade a lot more aggressive than I would recommend anybody do. And there's a reason for that. I've set myself a very ambitious goal this year to have a 7-figure net number. I'm already over the 7 figures on the gross profit for the year, but I've got a 7-figure net number is the goal on the year. So I set myself a very ambitious goal, and I didn't adjust it when I realized we were in a bear market. So I set that goal at the beginning of the year, coming off the back of last year, which was very bullish. It was the longest bull run that we've had in stock market history. And I set myself a very ambitious goal, and You know, I'm trading well enough that we're ahead of goal at the moment. Not in November, we're trading very poorly in November. Actually, in the last six weeks, I would say I've been trading poorly. But and I had a horrible month in May as well. But you've got to accept that not every day is going to be your day. Not every week is going to be your week, and occasionally you'll have, you know, losing months. That comes with the territory of being a day trader. So yeah, just temper your expectations. I trade a lot more aggressive than most people do. I've got a bigger account than most people start trading with as well. So it allows me to be a bit more aggressive. Most people, the rule of thumb is that you shouldn't risk more than 3% of your equity position on any single trade. Now, I've lost as much as 40% on a single trade. Sometimes even more. When I was starting out, when I've had a small account, I've risked more than that. Actually, that's not strictly true, because you tend to you're in there maybe for full size, but you're not risking the full position. So yeah. Did it really? It certainly did. Now it's bullish. So we're back above the VWAP, and this is what I was saying about, look, it went up there, tested the 3/4, then it tried the VWAP, tried it again, and that's when we're getting this ascending support here. So we're getting lower highs, higher lows, and we're getting it into a predefined resistance level. Keep getting those higher lows. It's what's known as coiling. So it's like the coiling of a spring. So when you finally break that resistance level, in this case the VWAP, when you break it, you get this influx of volume, which as you can see on the bottom, and because there's a lot of traders watching this for that break, and as soon as you get that break, everybody buys in long, and that in itself becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, and you get the move up. It breaks that key resistance level, and you get the move up, and that's what's happened there. Why would you do share dealing instead of spread betting? Well, two reasons. One, you get better spreads, first and foremost. You get faster execution speeds, and you get direct access to the market. If you go in with spread betting, one, you're getting very poor spreads. Hence the clues in the title. You're not getting the full order book. The companies that do spread betting instead of a brokerage, you're going with a gambling company or bookie, they won't carry the full order book. So for example, this ticker here is Snail, is an IPO from yesterday. You go to a bookies that does the spread betting, you will not find this on the order book. So a lot of the momentum stocks, particularly the low float stocks, the low price stocks, my sweet spot is between kind of $5 and $35. A lot of those stocks you won't find with a spread betting company. The advantage of going with a spread betting company is in the UK and Ireland in particular, not so much in other jurisdictions, is if you make any gains, it's tax free. So, but again, the platform that you're beholden to, you're not going to get fast executions because the platform that you're in is usually a web-based platform, and it's not built for day trading, it's built for swing trading. So, and not even that. So spread betting, if you're a swing trader and you're a profitable swing trader, you can apply those same strategies to spread betting. But as in intraday trading, and particularly if you're a scalper, I wouldn't recommend spread betting if you're a scalper. But intraday trading, it's just you don't tend to find the instruments is one thing, and the spreads tend to kill you. Yeah, well there you go, Phil. So swinging for spread betting. It can work out. You're not going to get as it's not going to be as profitable as if you're swinging with a brokerage, because again the spreads are going to be bigger and the fills, and you're not going to get the execution speeds and things like that. So you're going to get a lot more slippage. But yeah, you've got to watch the spreads. Morning, Thomas. Not seen you for a while. Good to have you back. Yeah, so the S&P 500 pulling back a little bit. Let me know in the chat, guys. Do you think we'll get over $400 on the SPY today? Will the SPY get over $400 or the SPX over 4,000? Let me know your thoughts. SPX. Let's have a quick look at the SPX. 39.56 on the SPX. So the S&P 500. Will it? That's what it finished. So it's actually up at the moment because the SPY is following that. So will we get over 400 today? Let me know your thoughts in the chat if you think we will. Are you bullish or bearish on the market today? Tesla. Tesla's not looking great. Hard sell-off. Tesla's struggling. It's since Elon took control of Twitter, Tesla's having a bit of a torrid time. And it's actually, to be fair, a lot of analysts would be bearish on Tesla anyway, and have been for a long time. And it's just defied logic. And it was like, don't bet against Tesla, you're going to lose money. And right now, it's coming to fruition. I think a lot of the stock market sentiment is thinking that Elon's taken his eye off the ball since he bought Twitter, and he's concentrating more on Twitter now. Yesterday, Tesla didn't have a bad day, but didn't particularly have a good day when you think about the day that was in it. If you look at if you look at the 15-minute chart here for Tesla. It didn't really have the run that the rest of the market did. So this is a 15-minute chart for Tesla. Compare this with Meta. Huge difference. Compare it with the Nasdaq. It's a big difference. The SPY even. So Tesla didn't have the great day that the rest of the big companies had. So that in itself is testament to the market sentiment with Tesla right now, and it's not looking great. Will it fail? No, I mean Tesla's going to be just fine. But they're facing a lot more competition. They're facing issues with supply. They've got a lot of issues they need to address. Let's go back to Snell because that was breaking highs, wasn't it? We're getting consolidation here, so. As that broke through, I came back to this at what, just over $4, 4.10s. It's too risky to just try and get in there and catch the momentum. What you want to be doing is getting this consolidation period now. We're getting a bit of a flat top at 4.30. So now we're looking for some coiling consolidation for a potential break up there, a break of 4.30. We want volume to come in to do it. So you want confirmation on the volume. And we've just broke 4.30. So I've just taken a position there at 4.33. We're getting the volume increase here, see? Huge volume increase. So I'm looking for 4.40. Put 36. $38 on the ask. So you can set limit orders to execute ahead of time. At key levels, so if it breaks a key level, you can actually it will execute at that level instead of just trying to eyeball it and catch the momentum, which was what I just did there. I was looking for the break of 4.30 and got 2,500 shares. I got filled at 4.33. It's pulling back a little bit, still waiting for 4.40. What do I think of? So we've got this level here at 4.30. What's this one here on the 5 minute? 4.33 was we've already broke that. So we've got resistance at 440. We've got high of day at 475. And it is an IPO, and IPOs can be without. I try not to trade IPOs on the first day because you never know what's going to happen. But it's blue skies. It's higher than it finished yesterday. It went up to 280 yesterday. 281 was the high of yesterday. So yesterday was its first day's trading. Yeah, well, I'm only looking for 440. So what we're finding now is what we're looking for here is we've got this resistance at 430. So now we're finding that resistance is now turning into support. So I got in for the break of that resistance. We're now finding that it's turning into a little bit of support for the last couple of minutes. It's tapped it twice now as support. So we're now looking at, we want to go up and test that 440 for the break of 440 now. But this pullback was on much lower volume than the breakout was, which suggests bullish still. And I can have a very tight risk here because if it breaks that support at 430, breaks kind of 428, 429, 428, I know that it's not holding at that support that was previous resistance. I can just get out very tight risk. I mean, at 433, I'll just have a 5-cent risk here and get out at 428 if it doesn't go my way. So I'm waiting for this to break up at 440 and get over 440. So I'm looking at gaining 7 cents and I'm risking 5. Why did that not execute? I pressed the sell button, but it didn't sell. I should have exited at 425. But I didn't get a, whatever reason, didn't sell. 428 actually should have exited at. Let's see if I get a bounce here. 420, because that's where we had the support before as well. Confirmed support at 420. I did push the bloody button. So what is it? What is a short squeeze? It's basically people buy it for whatever reasons. Now, the fact of the matter is that when you get a short squeeze, so going back to what we're saying, Lexter, is just because something has a high short percentage does not necessarily mean that it's got a high percentage chance of squeezing. It basically means that a lot of people think that that stock is going to fail, or it's currently priced above its fair market value. So with that in mind, what happens when a short squeeze happens? It basically means that people are taking positions expecting the price to go down. For whatever reason, it could be a news catalyst, it could be earnings, it could be whatever reason it is, the price starts to move up. So people who are currently short, they've borrowed shares to sell, they start now finding themselves in a losing position, and the more the price goes up, the bigger the losing position. So they then have to buy shares to cover that short position. So essentially, it's just buying action that forces the price up. there's no difference between buying action from a short seller and buying action from someone who's bullish. It's buying action. Buying action is buying action. So that forces the price up. The thing was with a fresh IPO is you will not. There's no short sellers to start off with. In very often you can't short an IPO anyway. Your broker won't have stocks to borrow first and foremost. And secondly, they won't. If they've not got stocks to borrow, it's going to become either difficult to borrow or just not shortable. The fact that you don't have shorts there to cover the positions and buy doesn't make any difference to the fact that you still need buying action for the price to move up. So if you've got a lot of bullish mentality. So right now here we've got a shoulder and a head and another shoulder. So this up to 430, if it finds resistance at 430 now and forms another shoulder, that's going to pull all the way back down and break the VWAP again, because that's a head and shoulders, and that's a bearish pattern. So this now has to move back up and break 440, otherwise it's bearish. Yeah, mind you saying that, Dave, you had this problem with because I've not updated my software. So I was given notice at the end of October that I needed to update my software, and I've not done so. Dave, you had an issue where you couldn't get out of a position, and you was told by support that it was down to legacy software. So maybe that's it. Maybe I'll just update my software later. That might be it. Right, okay, so Vale is moving up today because I'm seeing here shares of metal companies are trading higher on reports. China has eased some COVID restrictions, and restrictions in China have slowed economic activity and weighed on the demand outlook for metals. So it looks like that's the case. So we've got 7 minutes to the bell. I don't mind it on Snail. I don't mind this pullback. Don't mind that pullback either. Before the bell. Let's go back to Snail. So, key level here, 440. High of day at 475. Pre-market high. Just mark those areas ready for the bell. This music is very 1970s porn-esque. Although, not that I would know, I've never watched anything like that my entire life. But, yeah. If you're enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Right, we've got 5 minutes to the bell. Why are my hands? I've got the fire and everything. I feel like my ex-wife. Constant cold hands. Exactly, Kai. Exactly. So yeah, this is Head and Shoulders, and that's a bearish. So this I would expect this to break $4 again to the downside before it moves back up. I'm not saying it won't move back up. I'm just saying I expect this to come back and at least touch the VWAP before. Because normally you get the full move, so that's what 20 cents. So yeah, I would say this is probably going to come back down to the. I don't know who you mean there, Matt. I'm sure I don't. All right, it's a quiet day today. That keeps popping up, but safety grr. Versus is selling off now. Keeps having a pop, but Farfetch. Yeah, it's low volume. We'll wait for the market to open. Soundhound is you can't trade that. It's more like it's almost barcoding. So I'm just looking at the top gappers and whether they've got volatility. Somebody asked me what I thought of what did I think of Polestar's ATR at 5 cents? Well, it's coming all the way down, but at 5 cents, 6 cents for 5.9 cents is the ATR. So it's becoming less and less volatile. I mean, when I was trading it, I think it was 8 cents up here. It's becoming less volatile. Well, I'm looking at Polestar. I'm looking at proximity. Not really. Polestar, Veru. I'm keeping an eye on Veru because that sold off hard after it resumed yesterday, and if that gets back above the VWAP, so about 750, it could be at the races again with Veru. I've not really got a lot on the watch list right now. Meta's gone red on the day, so I'm keeping Veru on. I'll put these on the watch list right now. So PSMY, Snell. I'll keep an eye on some of the other IPOs. There's a couple of IPOs today as well. ASPI. Where are we with ASPI? So that's 45 cents spread on a $2 stock. You can't trade that. That's just not gonna hold water at all. Plutonian acquisition, there's no volume there, so that was an IPO yesterday as well. So those were the 3 IPOs yesterday. We do have a couple of IPOs today as well. That maybe ATAT, which is America's Technologies, back on the market. A Total Lifestyle Holdings, so that's not the right one. Oh. There's the bell. So ATAT's listed at 11, but not yet active. SCRV is not listed yet, so we'll see. But probably will be later. Let's have a look at Snell. What did it do at the open? Break 440, we could be at the races. If we break 475, we're definitely at the races. I did say I expected it to come back down to the VWAP, which it pretty much has done. Now we're seeing an upturn on the VWAP because of the increased volume at the open. Polestar, Veru sold off, broke lows, broke the yesterday's closing price. Market looking bearish right now. So Polestar, key levels here, pre-market high, and this level here at 575, key level. Of course, we've got the low here as well. Also as a key level, so it's $0.25 level. Funnily enough, yeah, consolidation at $0.25 level. Right, let's see what the market's going to give us today. Wow, that was a big move up. A good dollar pump. CS Disco. No volume with it, unfortunately. Smith, the first halt of the day is Smith. So Meta selling off. Oh, no, Meta breaking up. Meta moving up. The market selling off though. That's the Nasdaq. Red on the day. The S&P 500 trying to go red on the day. Bouncing at the red-green line, but the Nasdaq's already gone red. Russell Index, actually Russell Index not quite as bearish. Got the opening range low, it's not breaking lows yet, so why is Apple falling? It's not. The market's falling, so that's why Apple sold off, as far as I'm aware. Let me have a quick look at the Apple chart. Yeah, it's just copying the market. It's doing exactly the same thing as the S&P 500 market is. So that's why Amazon, Apple, a few of the others, just doing exactly the same thing as the market. Move up, sell off. Might be as short. So someone mentioned earlier, I think it was Dave actually earlier, saying they might be after the big rally yesterday, huge big rally yesterday. We might get some shorting opportunities today. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what brings us. So there we go. The head and shoulders came to fruition, and just a little bit of a bullish attitude at the open, but it sold off and broke the VWAP down to $4, which is what I expected. Now, will we get a bounce here and a move back up? Possibly, but now it needs to break the pre-market 440 resistance level. Be really of interest. Pre-market highs is 475. What scanners do I use after the market opens? I'm using the same scanners that I used during pre-market there, Stone Cold. I'm using Benzinga. So if you want to check out Benzinga, see this here is Benzinga. These are two of the scanners. Actually, I'll show you quickly whilst you're on the tube. I'll show you on the tube quickly. So this is my Benzinga scanners. This is what I'm looking at. I've got my news ticker here. I've got a real-time, as you can say, real-time scanner there. I've got the momentum scanners here. I've got the gap scanner here. I've got signals here. So this is what I'm looking at for stocks every single day there, Stone Cold. And that's Benzinga. It's Benzinga Pro platform. So if you want to check that out, there's a link in the description, which is... you can try that for free. It really is my golden ticket. So MCW breaking highs, but Mr. Car Wash, but just not enough volume to justify taking a position at the moment. But so that's the scanners I use, Stone Cold. And so yeah, these are just two of those scanners that you can see there on the left hand side, or on the bottom if you're on Tickety Tockety. Well, there's not enough momentum there to take a trade. But we're breaking highs with TLS, so this is Telos Corporation. This looks nice. This getting nice volume. And at 470. $471. Take half off. Put a 10-cent trailing stop in place. The rest is the remaining 5,000. That's looking a bit extended up there, so yeah, we ended up with just only $100 on that trade, but it's pulled back hard. So that's why you use the stops, because that flush could have been, well, it was 30 cent flush that. So whilst it might move back up again, probably could have took more off at the top, but we'll see. $100 profit's $100 profit. Base hits. Phil's actually not looking too bad, and this is one of those stocks that I'm just talking about with regards to Chinese metal stocks. The COVID restrictions are being lifted in China, so it's getting bullish. There's a whole bunch of them apparently. Hilton Worldwide breaking highs. This is a higher price stock. This is not a low float, but Hilton Worldwide is just breaking in a series of highs, which is one of my alerts that I'm getting on the signals. Not a lot else moving right now. A couple of price spikes, that's about it. Versus on there, so Versus about to get over $4 now. So Versus is just about to break the VWAP. So these, I'll get rid of these lines that I drew in pre-market. Oh, there we go. So broke the VWAP. So you can see that just broke the VWAP. We've got the influx of volume as it started to approach the VWAP, and quick sell-off. Broke $4. Quick sell-off, but this. Rejected. Oh, hard. Rejected hard. I think that's halted down. 46. Yeah, that's a downwards halt. It's looking bullish right now, but it needs to get over this $0.75 level. It found it difficult pre-market. There's a resistance level, psychological resistance level up at the $0.75, 375. It needs to get over the 375. The high of day currently, pre-market high is $4. So again, that's a very big level, a psychological level. So this is Matterport. Then normally what I'm looking for is I'm looking for stocks that are moving up at least 15%. If I'm going to get in along with on them, these low price stocks for volatility, I'm looking for at least 14-15%. If they're only moving like 5-6% on the day, and they're a low price stock, the high price stocks, obviously that's a bigger deal, but if they're a low price stock, let's say kind of under $50 and they're only moving 5-6% on the day, the likelihood is that the catalyst that's driving that is not the market's not reacting as strong to it as perhaps you want it to. So I just jumped up, but not doing anything. Wow, that jumped up as well. It's not halted. The halt level's 1053, so I don't know what it's doing up there. Nothing by the looks of it. That's Zimv. Cambridge, no volume. Move up, but no volume. So I'm getting a lot of moves up, just not getting the volume. So Compass has got a bit of volume, but it's below my threshold. $3. AMD kind of bounce. It's above, just above the VWAP. Imran, that's looking. It's not looking too. I'm not feeling that at all. It's not looking overly strong right now. Let's have a look at the market. We're down on the day. We had such a. I'm not too worried about it being slightly red today. If that's the case, we had such a big green day yesterday. And going back to the elastic band analogy, we're going to have a bit of consolidation. So if it's red today and we did get a bit of a sideways chop, that's actually bullish. Look at this on the 60-minute. So that's the daily. On the 60-minute, you can see this huge move up, and we're just up here still. So it's not a pullback here down to kind of 390 is still quite bullish. Stays up above 390. I figured we might even get $400 still today. Just a bit of consolidation, and then see what happens. Yeah, Imran, a pullback is kind of normal when you've had such an extended run up. A pullback, that's where you get the bull flags from. So you get the nitro, no problem at all. Let's take a look at the 148. So a nice little flag formation here on AMC. So look for the breakout. 645-ish. Gonna move back up, get 10 cents at least on that, probably 20. But it's the fact that it's back over $6 is a big thing with AMC. Let's not forget that before they dropped the ape token on everybody in August, this was up over $20. So AMC looking a bit more bullish than normal today. I dare say the apes are all have all got the sock ready on the desk in case it does break $7. In case you're wondering what the sock's for, Google is your friend. I need to pay more attention to the just halted. That's fair. I'm wondering why my scanners aren't working. I've not changed. Alistair, you're slacking. You didn't remind me to change the scanners over. Wonder why they weren't doing anything. PayPal. Okay, so Devon Energy shooting up. PayPal also shooting up. Now you said chart, so you got me confused there, Imran, because you said chart. Doesn't take a lot to confuse me. Just ask my girlfriend. Shopify, no. If we get a bit of bullish momentum with Shopify, we like that. We like trading Shopify. We can get some big moves with Shopify. That's the good thing. So I'm in at 18. Looking for a break of 38.20. There's the break of 20. Can we break the $0.25? Vail's looking bullish today, actually. Take a look at that in a moment. Alex. Are you still in on Chegg, Nitro? I hope you're not still in on Chegg. High here, or 7. On the 2-minute. $38.12 on the 2-minute. Just watching for the break of 38.12, which on the 2-minute would indicate a. So that's the previous candle on the 1-minute that we're looking at right now. It indicates candle makes a new high. Just don't mind the pullback, as long as it moves up, breaks new highs. The market's moving up now. The S&P 500 back on the bullish momentum, back above the VWAP. Yeah, Gavin, absolutely. Hence the sleepy music. Look, trading should be boring, buddy. It should not be exciting. If it's exciting, it's because you're trading too big. Trading should be boring. You should be making a couple of $100 here, a couple of, you know, 200 there, a couple of thousand here, a couple of thousand there. It shouldn't be exciting. All right. That's 30 cents. I'm getting out if it breaks any further low. We've not broke a low on the 5 minute, which is what I'm looking at. But I'm also looking at the formation here on the 1 minute is very bearish. Holding this a little bit too long, so the reversal. Here we go. Breaks 38. We might be back at the races. We're back to the highs. It needs to break 20. High of day is currently 22, so it needs to break that. That's 24. And we get 30. Struggling up at the $1/4. That's a big pullback. Sometimes it'd be like this. SPY still moving up. The S&P 500 still moving up. Just get out there. That's pulled back, broke lows. So I'll look for something else that's actually moving in a positive direction. That's underneath the VWAP just yet. Veru sold off. Versus, yeah, that's very choppy. There's a bit of a pullback on docs. What am I trading? I'm not trading anything at the moment, mate. Just looking for something to trade. Taken 4 trades, 2 profitable, 2 not. I've taken 2 accidental trades pre-market, which I'm not counting. So this is Compass. This one's Silvergate Capital. Robin Hood making moves up. Having a good day. It's just too choppy at the moment. Not a lot we can do. That music's getting on my nerves. Need something a bit more upbeat. Oh, let's have a look at what's moving. Have a look at the mid caps. Rid of that. Tell me about it. A bit of consolidation here. Where's all the parabolic movers that we had a couple of months ago? Easy traders. With volume. Because that ain't one of them. Moving up, but it's not doing it on volume. And therein is half the problem. Okay. PSMY, it's testing the VWAP. That's snail. Testing the VWAP. PSMY is above the VWAP, coming back as support. But now I need to break a new high. Now that it's tested the VWAP as support. It's choppy at the minute there, Alistair. Just looking for something to trade right now. There's just no momentum right now. It's just a very quiet day. Let's go back to Shopify. So the high of this candle is 38.50. I mean, what we're gonna do, guys? Well, Agba is halted, but I mean, it's not even traded 400,000 shares yet, so there's just not enough volume. I like the momentum, but there's not enough volume, and it is a bounce because it sold off hard yesterday. It sold off very hard yesterday, and the last time it sold off hard, it rebounded hard. So you're looking at the daily. It sold off hard, then it rebounded hard, then it sold off hard. So I don't mind the momentum. It's just I need more volume. But just not enough volume. Halted right now, but let's have a look. What did we get from? Oh, Vale. It's going from strength to strength, is this one. ATR is only 4 cents, so it's going to be a slow burn. If you take a position on this, it's a slow burner. You've got to... It's more of a swing trade, an intraday swing trade that you're looking for here. But there could be... That's interesting. Tap that to the downside again. These upwards parallel channels, the problem with these upwards parallel channels is they typically break downwards, which is the case of when. How did we get on with the likes? Versus. I guess over $4 I could be interested. Airbnb breaking highs. 105s. Remember trading this when it first came out? Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the case, Alistair. You can hear her snoring, so as soon as she wakes up, I'll give her some. I'll give her the treat. Double bottom formation here, kind of. She's not been fed yet. She's still snoring. So as soon as she wakes up, she can have her treat. Huge amount of equity, but I'm not comfortable with this equity, but huge amount of equity in this position right now. Hey, Insvich. Hello to Brazil. No, damn. Well, kind of FTX has officially gone bankrupt, has it, Jack? I've not been watching the news ticker. Damn, that's a shame. Second biggest crypto exchange gone bankrupt. I knew there was something dodgy going on when Binance walked away from it. Because that would have given Binance, it probably wouldn't have been able to go through anyway, because that would have given Binance such a stronghold on the crypto market if they'd taken it. Getting a nice flat top on Versus, up at 390. Narrowing triangle. Lower highs, higher lows. Airbnb is boring. Come on, Airbnb, you're boring me now. No, so FTX is they've stopped they stopped withdrawals about a week ago, and that's what caused the panic. When Binance walked away from it, that's what caused the run, and they just stopped people withdrawing because, well, quite frankly, they knew they didn't have the liquidity to support the withdrawals. Well, I'm caught in the spreads here right now with Airbnb. Not playing ball for me. Just lack of volume isn't helping. Or just it's steadily climbing, but it's just the lack of volume is making this difficult. So it broke through that that ascending support. So unless it climbs back up, I'm out at 105. Get out. So I'm having a 5k down day today at the moment. Right, I'm not taking any more trades until I see a good setup. I've been very loose with my trading this morning, so I'm not taking any more trades till I see a good setup. I'm not chasing momentum anymore. Going back to basics on my strategy. We're back in a second. Maybe I should open a merch channel there, Alistair. Get some t-shirts and mugs printed. Mug being the operative thing. Again, it's halted again, but this is like chasing Huadi or HKD. Agba's going mental, but how you gonna get in on that? Just dangerous, guys. Just dangerous. This can reverse just as quick as it can move up. Shopify, what are you doing to me? Let's have a look. Flat top here. Let's have a look at Coinbase. Okay, so Coinbase has gone green today, looking fairly strong. Yesterday it went up as high as 53.82. Coinbase will be up with FTX news simply because, Teddy, they'll be able to get a larger share of the market. With FTX now gone, there's one less exchange for people to trade with, which means that the other exchanges will get a larger share of the market. So that's why Coinbase would move up, along with Binance and some of the other ones that... That's probably why Robinhood is moving up as well. Although Binance had quite a large holding in FTX, so they're probably feeling the pinch because they will lose a lot of money having had quite a lot of shares in FTX. I think I'm going to go short. Well, bloody hell, Shopify. Now, I was watching that for the breakout and it broke out without me. Dang, Shopify, what are you doing to me? That was a good 25, 30 cent move. Yeah, I'm watching Snail. It's still not over the VWAP yet. Needs to get over the VWAP. There you go. Needs to get over the VWAP and hold. Test VWAP as support. All right. Can we start getting some wins on the board? Just got a 10-cent trailing stop here, so I'm 10 cents to the good. So I'll make another 500 bucks on this at least right now. Even if it pulls back. Breaks 39, then I will add. Oh, depending on the momentum, it breaks 39. In fact, I'm feeling a little bit weak there. Got stopped out. Okay, so we've made a little bit back there. Shopify. Amazon breaking highs. Amazon's back up, testing 99.40s. Oh, I don't like this pattern though. The up, down, up. That's reminiscent of a double top. Needs to really get towards $100. Pulls back here, it could be dangerous. Let's go back to Shopify. Yeah, if HUD could move up nicely. It was moving up nicely, so Shopify is not really exciting me there. So HUD up at 980s. Again, the range is 5 cents. I want something with a bigger range. Would excite me. A little bit more volatile. 8-9 cents maybe. We can't. It's a lower price at AMPX. Oh, I've traded this one well in the past, but it's no volume. So Coinbase breaking highs now. Looking for 55. Coinbase up at 50s. 55 could be get up to $60 today, Coinbase, with that kind of news. We're looking at 56 ATR here, so we've got the volatility here, which is good. Testing 55. A 30-cent trailing stop in that. So I can got stopped out with 30-cent trailing stop. So I made 1,300 back on that. I think maybe a 50-cent trailing stop would have been a better option, but I'll wait for the pullback. I think this is not done yet, Coinbase. Today. Especially with the markets, the catalyst it's got individually, but also in a strong market. If you look at the Nasdaq moving up, breaking highs, the S&P 500 moving up, breaking highs, they're all kind of just having a little bit of a consolidatory pullback here. So the fact that Coinbase is pulling back is not a worry. I'll trade Coinbase again if it moves back up again. I'm just looking very strong as it happens. It's up 7.5% on the day. So larger cap, much larger cap, much higher price. Breaks 55 again. Could be at the races. This one is 54.93. That's just what you want, isn't it? Cheers, technical. I'm looking for 56 now. Get over the $half first. There's the $half. If we might get 56 on this move up. Less than the $half. Finding a bit of resistance up at the $half. Line base looking strong at the moment, but first I've pulled back. Solidatory pullback. Pretty much in for my max size here. I could probably take another 2,000 shares based on the equity, the buying power that I've got, but that would be max size. It needs to hold over 55. Move back up, retest the highs and break fit. I'm looking for 56 here actually. Yeah, well, keep skimming. I probably should have skimmed a little bit myself, but just holding it. This is a bigger consolidation than the last two. When you've got a 54 cent ATR, you've got to factor that into the risk as well. The low on the 5 minute is 54.56. We're very close to that now. It's broke it. It's a big position, all right, Alex. But I'm watching. See, I'm watching the S&P 500 as well, and that's pulling back right now, which is one of the reasons that I'm kind of holding Bitcoin, because it's just replicating the market. It does have its own catalyst, but it's just replicating the market as well. As the market starts to move back up, which it is doing now, you'll see coins start to move back up with it, or you should do. That's the theory. It is the first, well, it's the second pullback on the 5 minute. The good thing about coin is it's not extremely volatile in terms of the size of the moves, and the spreads are very reasonable considering it's a $50 stock. That's what you get with high liquidity, but you're not going to move the needle at all with any kind of share size that you take when it's such a high liquidity. Excuse me, such a high cap company. It's 16% shorted as well, so a nice move up might trigger some shorts to cover. I doubt it. Over $60 you might get some shorts covering, but 50, 55 probably not. $11.5 billion market cap on Coinbase. What program am I using? What you mean, the software to trade, the platform? I'm using Dash Trader, Michael. So that's Dash Trader, DAS Trader Pro is what it's called. Looking for the break of 56 here. That's what I want. Back up to the highs, which are currently at 55.65, give or take. $55.53 on the ask. Like I said, I'm looking for 56. $55.65 was the previous high. We're at 63 on the ask right now. If we can break 65, we have a chance of getting 63. Not like that doji there. I'll just get it at half of my position. Just reducing the exposure. Bit of a double top devil horns, if you will, on the 5 minute. So I'm kind of conscious of that as well. Oh, needs to hold at 55. Stop there at 54.97. I'm just conscious that don't want this below 55 because then the devil horns come into play and it becomes bearish. That double top kind of starts to realize itself. Will it break it on this occasion and add back to the position if it does? Well, probably not. Oiling. Below there was 05. Don't think we're going to get those highs on this occasion. We might get them later, but I'm just going to... no, I didn't want to do that. Going to take half off, just locking in small pieces, so just reducing my exposure. Just want it, if it breaks up, great, I've got the piece. It's just struggling at that 565. Can always add back. Nobody goes broke taking profits. That's another one I'm going to put on my mug. I'm going to start a merch store. If anybody wants any day trade with Tony merch, I'm going to let me know. Is it worth me getting a merch store up? Would you be interested? T-shirts and mugs with my mug on it. And all these catchy catchphrases that I use. Yeah, I'm just going to get out of this trade and then I'll carry on trading, but I'm just going to end the stream. For those of you that are new to trading, don't forget that I teach trading. There's a course in the link tree in the description if you're on YouTube, in the link tree. So check out my profile. There's a link tree, the TikTok trader, and yeah, just get out there. Break even. I'll take that two grand off that. So I'm two and a half in the hole right now. I'll continue trading when I see the right setup. This needs to break 565. And then I'll do that. But oh, there's plenty of comments for the mugs. Get green, stay green. You do you, boo boo. Yeah, all of these comments. I could rattle them off for days. I'll get a merch store set up over the weekend. I think it would be good fun. Okay, guys, I'll end the stream here. That's me done for the weekend. I will drink wine and trade. Absolutely, that's gotta be it. I'll get it printed on a wine glass. But yeah, if you want to join me on Monday, 90 minutes before the market opens, guys, have a great weekend. I'll be dropping a trade recap video later. I'll be going watching Black Panther later. Wakanda forever. And I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a good weekend. Enjoy yourselves.